It's the weekend, New Jersey, and I'm Chief Meteorologist Joe Martucci, ready to break it all down for you here with our weekend scoop. Let's get it going. And the coastal flooding will be our biggest concern for those of us at the immediate shore and near the bays this weekend, because we are talking about more than just the usual kind of flooding we see. Moderate stage coastal flooding likely at times, and this will shut down the roads for hours at a time. It will be tough to drive around the bayshore towns. Now, it should be mostly dry. We had a rain bust this week with the remnants of Francine. There's just one round of showers that's possible for some of the area. I'm qualifying that a lot, but we are looking for us to be 95% dry this weekend at least. Then we have the fall equinox on Sunday. That's when the sun's direct rays go over the equator. It'll happen at 8:43 a.m. on Sunday, and then full air will come in later in the day on Sunday. Now, the coastal flooding, here we go. We have minor stage coastal flooding with the Saturday PM high tide, the Sunday PM high tide, and then both high tides on Monday. Now, those PM high tides will be during the evening. This is what it looks like near Manahawkin, and you do see a number of roads that are flooded near Mud City and a few in Manahawkin itself, but it's still okay to get around most of the shore towns. Different story as we go into moderate flood stage. Look at the additional areas that are covered in blue. It is impossible to drive around some of these areas, and you need to prepare for that as we go into the weekend here. It will be tough to walk, bike, or drive in most of these bayside towns right around that moderate stage high tide. So let's say on an hour or two around that high tide, that's when we're talking about problems. So it's not all day, but for part of the day you would see that, and this happens about 5 times a year. The reason for the tidal flooding, this persistent onshore wind that will be around through the weekend, through Monday, and then goes away sometime on Tuesday. And because of this, the coastal flooding continues. We also see more beach erosion. The beach is getting chewed up by these northeasterly winds and deadly rip currents as well. Won't be a bad weekend to be at the shore laying on the sand, but you don't want to go in the water. Even though it's pretty warm, water temps are in the low to mid 70s. In terms of that rain chance Saturday night into early Sunday, this is how I see it. Monmouth County's dry. Ocean County showers aren't ruled out. And then we're looking for some showers in Atlantic and Cape. This isn't going to be much. I'd say this is 1/10 of an inch of rain at most. And remember, we do need that rain. Here's a look at our weekend forecast for the inland areas. Very comfortable mornings, starting out in the 50s, getting up into the 70s. And I think a few places like maybe Freehold, Jackson, Hamilton, Buna, we'll get into the 80s here on Saturday. Sunday, a little bit cooler, a little more autumnal once those showers end at about 9 a.m. Over at the shore, temperatures starting out in the 60s, getting into the mid and lower 70s here. It's really a good weekend to be out and about, minus that coastal flooding. Let's take a look at Absecon Creek Fest, one of the big events here at the Jersey Shore, near the Jersey Shore on Saturday, 1 to 8 p.m., free admission, by the way. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s, and we'll see a mix of sun and clouds. The problem is, it's on the Absecon Creek, and it is possible that this does flood around 1 or 2 o'clock and could prevent some of the vendors from getting set up. So I think when we go towards 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and later, it's fine, but we can see some water on the roads before that. Then we go into next week, and we could be talking about Hurricane Helene. This is a look at our European model. This is the ensemble forecast, so a number of different models run at the same time. And it does show some area of low pressure system moving through the Gulf of Mexico. Now, we are still 9 to maybe 10 days away from this doing anything in New Jersey, but we'll take a look at what it will mean for the Gulf of Mexico as we go through the weekend here. Here's a look at our inland 7-day forecast, 70s for the next 7 days. Again, a few spots will get to around 80 or 81, well inland on Saturday. And then overall, we're dry on Monday. And then we go into the middle of the week. There's a weak but long-lasting system coming through. No washouts Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but a few showers will be around. I don't think it's enough to quell this very dry state that we're in, but it will certainly help. And then over at the shore, I think you got a couple of good beach days, at least laying on the sand beach days. Saturday, you got it. Monday, you got it. But remember, we have the coastal flooding, and we also have those deadly rip currents at the Jersey Shore. For over 15 years, Ducktown Tavern has been a staple at the corner of Georgia and Atlantic Avenue in Atlantic City, right in the heart of the traditional Ducktown neighborhood. Featuring happy hour specials from 3 to 7 p.m. and a great menu featuring appetizers, burgers, wings, sandwiches, and full entrees. Stop by the Ducktown Tavern today and treat yourself.